1313 Dead End Drive, the game of relative danger, is not another Clue or a takeoff on Clue, or I don't know the origins of Clue, but considering risks is an important thing here. So we'll look at this here. There are some pieces missing, because that's all supposed to be in standing. There's less of this, and I think less of these cards. There are 16 air cards, but there are 18 players. But if we look at these in terms of the court cards of the tarot, we would have the Prince, Princess, Queen, and King of Earth. We'd have the Princess, Prince, Queen, and King of Wands. We would have the King, Queen, Prince, and Princess of Swords. We would have, as a side note, the trumps represented there. The King and Queen of Water. Maybe that would be the Princess, and that would be the Princess of Air. And the Prince would be Perkins in this case, right? And then we have the Air. Now, that makes it so two of them don't inherit via the Air cards. So we have there's a backstory for each. That's nice. Yeah, it's silly to have people inherit, the cats with an inheritance. That's just, yeah. And so Smothers. So Dusty and Sedgwick, in this case, would have the most to win by other players dying, because that would free up something, right? Now, why 19? Well, in the Quran it talks about 19 over it, and the context is explicitly hell. And there's obviously more money to go around. What would you do with $19 million? It's not as big of a thing now as it was, but then again, it's a lifetime for a family taking care of that. So, the idea of money being the root of all evil is just ridiculous. So we're not going to fall into that part there. I was wrong. Dusty does inherit. We see there are 14 options, at least of what's left in these cards. In Al-Quran, there are 14 letters that are part of the separated letters that begin or are in entirety 30 verses that start 29 suar. 10 of those verses have more than the separated letters in them. The ancient Egyptian system has this focus on 14 attributes of deity. Now, we are not going to engage all the rules, but maybe somebody doesn't have the manual. So what does this make you think of? This first piece seems to represent the garage. And of course, that's the place of extra, the place of sheltered work or sheltered transport. And it's almost Halloween-y colors. And the fireplace. A place where a person can get rid of things, if we're going to think about that. But also the effort of preparation. Purification, you could say. Well, a study / observatory. Well, obviously the person has money, right? Yeah, $19 million. But it kind of represents the whole thing that people, it's like if there's more than enough to go around, people are just going to be selfish so much of the time. And I understand people eating things, but just, I killed an animal because my weapon was better than it. Well, you got to have a weapon with some of them, right? And I guess it would have been too crude to, have the toilet there or something. But a bath right next to some stairs, that's asking for some issues. Did the person die falling down the stairs? That's what I'm thinking of. Like some sort of dramatic ceremony sort of thing going on. Maybe to get up there and observe the stars for one reason or another, right? Now, we notice the coloring. The coloring of what's going on, it's like there's almost a ceremony involved. And we can look at the different elements. So is she seeing her own projections, or is there something more? And this is probably a person that wants to enjoy the gentle comforts of life that are left. Somebody who very willfully hones their craft. Someone very stuffed shirt-like, right? They're playing out their role, but their role has become them. Mr. Romantic. Spoiled dog that probably barks in your ear or makes a mess and thinks that you're doing wrong or something if things aren't perfectly laid out for it. Same thing with the cat. But the cat probably respects you more. Now, you see somebody who's gone all out like that with their hair and all that stuff. It's like this weird combination of getting people to think, touch me and don't touch me, right? And, a rather learned individual right there. Same thing there. But a replacing of the motherly energies and a replacing of the fatherly type of instruction. You know, he's... Well, I don't think we really have a handyman, but that's sort of the person that gets that material work done. Much like this individual here, but from a different perspective. Like you think of that tarot card. Is it the Prince of Air that the guy's pulling all the stuff? Or is that the Prince of Earth? There's different placements that we can have there. What's that show? Fran, the person with an annoying voice. Corrected by the butler, right? That person's like the goth or something, and this person's like the thing. Wait, didn't we already have that? Or did I talked about these, didn't I? Yeah, I talked about those. And okay. This is probably the coolest little add-on little thing of the bed. Of course, it's going to remind one of the game. Friday, October 13th, 1313. Was that when the Knights Templar were rounded up and killed because some people owed some money, right? But this reminds of the chivalry days. The days when people with money had service to do to the other people around. Now that service wasn't the thing where, and down will come Butler Ball and all, you know, that sort of thing. That's not right. You know, when people talk chivalry is dead, that's what they're talking about. That's what originally it meant. Boars were, you know, the thing that had to be dealt with. You had to have people around to hunt those things because they could really hurt or kill people out there in the woods. They don't make the healthiest of meat in multiple respects, but there's more to it. That's a safe door, right? And we got armor. What's this thing? An urn? Is that supposed to be an urn for ashes, or is that supposed to be some weapon thing? It looks like it's supposed to be an urn. That's a trap door, isn't it? Yeah. That's a trap door. And stairs are always in danger. At some point in your life, maybe more and more, maybe less and less, it depends on your situation, one's going to encounter the danger of being hurt or even dying on stairs. And of course, was this supposed to be the piggy bank? Yeah, the piggy bank, little slit right there. And so let's try to make up some idea of the ceremony. Now, I don't agree with art for art's sake. It helps to arrange your books in some order, not only to find them, but for other effect. The spying of the forces into the room, where either the graven images end up attracting things, or the message invokes something when it's implored. And people waiting things. I don't know, maybe I'll find a couple pieces when I move this right. Was that 20? Oh, let me see here. But at the very least, we have more than there are people. The preparatory ritual, like a lot of places have this idea where you have, because I think I said that this looks like either the entertainment district or something ceremonial. So I'm going from a ceremonial angle, and perhaps some keys, introductory initiation, welcome. Either it's known who you are, or there's some sort of procedure, and you get in like that. Again, secrets to the treasure room shouldn't really be there, although putting it like an open part of the back is not exactly the safest or most secure thing anyways. The trophy should motivate people to move forward or to collect in regards of the thing. Now, usually if this was Clue, then people would be killing each other over the fact that, well, there's more than I need and more than everybody needs, but I want a bigger portion, right? So they obviously want to get away with something. And trophies of people when they kill or something, that's, and then an expansiveness, a transpersonal aspect. But then again, you're forming your community, your cabal, in the middle of there. I guess that's it with what I have to think about that one.